I'm Kelly. I am now a mom of two.
My name is Nicole Mylene Wu. I am a mama of two beautiful boys.
My name is Mackenzie. I live in Austin, Texas. And I'm a mama of two wonderful, beautiful souls.
My name is Anna Bryant, and I live in North Carolina. I'm a mother of two boys.
I'm a mom to three great kids who give me life and purpose and joy.
When I did Wild Mama, my children were probably like 2 and
little.
3.
Yeah.
And I was a stay-at-home mom. And now I'm working full-time now. So my life is super different. We moved back to the US. I'm doing design now and doing the whole working mom life.
What were some of the challenges that you were facing that made you want to join the program?
I thought I had anger issues. And so I was in therapy for my anger issues. And we were trying to figure out ways to cope with my anger, right?
I felt lonely even when I was surrounded by people. I just didn't feel purpose and meaning, despite, leading what from the outside would look like a very fulfilling life.
At the time, I was going back and forth between deciding where to live when I already knew where I wanted to be.
Everything was in pieces. Everything was just wrecked.
I was having really bad anxiety for years. I will say that becoming a mother really brought that out.
I felt like life was happening to me.
I couldn't even articulate what wasn't working in my life. Like, how can you be attuned with another human when you're not attuned to yourself?
It was just like responding to everybody else's everything. Don't get me wrong, I'm good at it. Like, I am a good project manager in terms of like just getting everybody else's things done. But there was none of me in that.
Before the Mama Master Plan program, I'd been in therapy for years. I had tried, like Reiki. I had tried EMDR. I had tried, all kinds of different things, right? And it all felt, again, kind of like a Band-Aid.
Having spent a lot of my life putting on a mask or a performance to be the type of person that I thought others would like, that others would respect, that others would want to be around. And after, a lifetime of doing that, it's maybe not surprising that I couldn't find myself underneath all of that, I couldn't really see who Anna was.
Ben and I, we were just like, two working people. We would see each other in the evenings. We'd go on our trips. And we continued to function that way well into, I don't know, my daughter being 3. And it was killing us both. Like, we weren't a unit. We were all doing our own thing, moving, plodding along. And this program really, that has totally shifted for all of us.
I had never thought to financially invest in myself outside of therapy. One, I didn't think that was a thing, right? I knew it existed. I mean, I'll be transparent. Like, for me, that was like for like white people. I didn't understand that, like my mom did, right? Like, it was
totally. It's not in our sphere. Yeah.
It's not in our sphere.
How my actions and mindset was, it was almost like I had convinced myself that I need permission to. And I didn't really see how that was like giving away my power.
It was like I was looking for somebody else to tell me what the problem was.
The way the program was framed as not just a way to fix my problems, not just do these 6 tricks and everything will be better, but it was framed as a way to harness my own power and learn a new way of approaching the world with it.
The Mama Master Plan program was the thing that
was
really
like a full sweep.
just full, yes. Just lifted the veil all the way off and really just got in there.
It took me a few weeks to even oh, this is about me.
Yeah.
This is not about my job. This is not about my husband. This is not about it's not even about my daughter, right?
Yes.
This is actually about me. And the funny part of it was And I think it happened to a few of us where we kept going back to the something else grounding and centering us versus us being grounded and centered in ourselves, right?
Your coaching, it isn't about telling a person what they need to do or not need to do. It's just like you kind of like put up a mirror and say, this is what I'm seeing. And so to have a expanded view of myself was really a shift.
My friend did this program. She was like, you need to do this. And I really wrestled with it. And then I talked to you and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Like, this is somebody is seeing me and I don't even know this person.
We didn't even see a video. It wasn't even,
we were
just phone
talking on
call.
the phone and I was like, she knows. She knows what I am talking about. She knows what I am experiencing. Like, it was just a total step off the cliff.
It was just really fascinating to learn how to talk through the fact that, you know, that voice was a self-defense mechanism at some point, was a coping mechanism at some point, was security, was all of these things that allowed me to become this person that I've been able to become. And also recognizing that it also I don't need to exist with that voice in the same way.
I had no idea that the friction that was on the surface, the pain that I was experiencing on the day-to-day was rooted that deeply. And that internal belief had been informed by so many different sources over my entire life, you know? Like I wasn't born feeling unworthy.
Up until that point, been really on this cycle where my time was all about my children. And then after they went to bed, then it was like my time. So basically my cycle from the time that they were born up until that point was I gave myself my undivided attention at the end of the day.
Well, having just kind of reread my Mama Master Plan recently, so I'm thinking more of like the artifacts and the outcomes that come out of it. I mean, definitely identifying core values.
So the idea of naming and knowing my values and then actually being able to use them as a filter for how I lived was revolutionary.
I did not know what values were. The idea that I can hold values for myself and that they can look however I wanted to was so foreign.
They have already been able to give me perspective on, you know, decisions I have to make, or even just how to spend my time, even just how to maybe nurture myself when something doesn't feel right. I have that reference point that I didn't have.
I think that's why it was easier to let someone else lead and make all the decisions about where we're gonna, like, let's go here, let's do that, this is the plan. And I'm like, cool. Then I can blame you if it doesn't work out. And this was me, like, no, I'm gonna be really clear and decide and tell my partner, and my kids are too young to have an opinion, and we're gonna do this. And it felt really scary.
In that first program, I actually realized, oh wow, I haven't really been feeling anything because I've been afraid of my feelings. I didn't even have feelings as a reference point to start hearing my knowing, to start hearing from myself. You know, I had to block them all away because they were not something that had been valued. What had been valued was me being funny, happy, quiet when I needed to, you know, all these things, but none of them were me just being responsive to my own experience in the world.
One of the things that I loved was that I think having other women of color and Black women in the program was so important for me. I immediately felt seen right away.
Just knowing that I'm showing up to people that care and are as busy as I am, and if they have time to do it, I can make time to do it. And we're all doing it out of care for this community and out of care for ourselves.
It was so much harder to imagine investing the time every week that I will make sure I have this 2-hour call time available every week. I will make sure I have this 3-hour hard work time. That was like a commitment I had to really think through. Like, am I going to be able to do this? But this time around, you were like, would you be interested? And I was like, yes, I can do this. I know exactly how to invest this time into this program, and I know it's worth it.
It's hard because I don't want to say like it changed everything about me, because I don't think it actually changed anything about me, but I think what it did was uncover me.
I now know, like, I take a step back and I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute. I need to like center and reground. Hold on. And I take my, I go back. Okay, wait, what are the things that ground me right now so I can just get through? Okay, let's do that. All right, what's the next step?
So I wanted a career in UX design, emailed the CEO. She passed me to someone for a coffee chat, and then I got hired in the pandemic.
And this is with like no formal design background. And being out of the workforce for years.
Yeah. So that worked out, and then it was working remote. So got my first design job, and then big one was that we'd moved back to the US.
Yep.
I had some, salary goals, I believe. I had that job for 2 years and then got recruited and made 3 times as much. And I was like, it just took 1.5 years to get there. Hell yeah.
One of the first things I did was I started choosing to get up earlier and like create space for myself. And then I chose to kind of like push back on my husband and say like, I need more time in the morning. So like you need to adjust your work schedule so that you can take care of the kid. And we created a structure to my days that like I needed. For the hours that I used to like write a book, which was a lifelong dream of mine, right? Like those were the hours I used to create a self-care like mindfulness practice that I needed. Like, so those morning hours are like so sacred to me, and I've been able to use them to really like propel myself towards goals.
I feel like Wild Mama was the setup or the foundation for me to receive more understanding and deeper understanding of myself, that then led me to be able to navigate through the even bigger shifts and changes in my life.
Yes.
That now that I'm on this side of all those big shifts and eruptions and stuff, I'm like, I could catch my breath, but also recognize like, okay, like I did it, and thank you.
I'm so grateful. I don't know what our life would have looked like, or my life. I think I would have continued down this disempowered road, bumbling around,
Yeah.
Like, I guess things in this program just aren't unearthed to get it out. It's like, it's also a creation. And I think in the act of creating is the act of healing.
Globally thinking about like how this work fits into systemic change, fits into interrupting generational traumas, fits into maneuvering through the world differently, and how that is a piece of breaking down all these systems that are harmful, that are ubiquitous, that are like the ether that we live in, and how working inward is also so impactful working outward.
This kind of opportunity is not only a gift to yourself, not only a gift to your children, but a gift to your ancestors. Think about all the mothers and their stories, and imagine if they had a program like this. Imagine if they had a community like this who can truly support them and really help them to really know themselves. Imagine how much generational healing that could have already been done. So the fact that if you're, have this opportunity now, like you're not only contributing to your own healing, but like generational healing. If anything, do this for all the women in your bloodline who did not have this opportunity. Now it's your turn to take this opportunity for them.
You just helped unlock things that I didn't know were hidden away. I didn't know what a disservice that was to everyone. If I were to tell somebody, it's like, don't be afraid of the things that this is going to bring up. Like, those are the things that need to be addressed. Because those are the things that are hardening for you. I think the biggest act in this program is like, you are creating your life. Life is not happening to you. You are creating your life.
Yes.
And you are empowered to do so.
Yes.
We have to be thinking creatively. We have to be visioning out the world that we want to see while we're breaking down the things that are bringing us harm.
It is not like a stretch to say that like this program was a lifeline for me. Like that's why I showed up so hard every week. Like that's why I was so committed, because I was like, I'm gonna be emotional now. I was so close to just like complete hopelessness. And like it was really, really a lifeline for me. And it changed everything. And I'm so grateful.
It feels beyond coaching. It feels beyond investing in yourself. It just was really at a time that I didn't know I needed to drastically alter course, and I didn't know how.
That's why the holistic approach of different levels of access actually helps to the process of digging deeper, which always is about not only the digging deeper process, but like what unfolds and is revealed through that.
You could come up with 100 reasons why not to do it, right? Like you can convince yourself out of it in tons of different ways. But I think like there's a reason you're here, and there's a reason you're curious. And if you're able to get really honest, right, it's because like your heart or your soul or your body, like something is asking you to look into this.
The Wild Mama Master Plan program is revolutionary for mamas in a way that I don't think there's nothing out there like it. There is nothing out there that takes this same approach, this same holistic, mama-centered approach. It'll change your life.